Midlife ladies, here is what we are not doing in 2025. We are not doing these 6 things to make us look older in 2025. Want to know what those 6 things are? Go ahead and pick up those toes because I'm about to step on them. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and let's go. In the midlife years, we want to look and feel our best as we age. For women over 40, over 50, and over 60, we want to stay youthful, vibrant, and confident. But sometimes certain fashion and lifestyle choices can inadvertently make us look older than we already are. So let's count down those 6 things that might be aging you and how to fix them. But before we begin, let's talk about why we might want to fight the visible signs of aging. And no, it's not ageism. Many psychologists believe that we want to fight the visible signs of aging because it's tied to our deep-seated fear of our own mortality. In fact, psychologists believe that we want to fight the signs of aging because it's tied to our survival instinct. You heard that right. Our need to fight the visible signs of aging is tied to a primal instinct, the survival instinct. In our minds, if we fight off the visible signs of aging, then we can also fight off Father Time. And then we won't be reminded that our bodies are slowly breaking down. Ultimately, the visible signs of aging are a reminder that we're inching closer to our own death. Yes, I know that's a real downer, but according to psychologists, it's true. So fighting the visible signs of aging isn't vanity, and no, it's not ageism. Fighting the visible signs of aging is tied to our primal survival instinct. So now you can cut yourself some slack next time you feel guilty about wanting to look a little bit younger. You really have no control over it. It's innate inside of you. But society's beauty standards also play a role in that as well. Society's emphasis on beauty and youth also puts pressure on you and I to maintain a youthful appearance. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem, especially if women perceive themselves as not meeting those standards. But engaging in anti-aging treatments can boost self-esteem and self-confidence, which is also linked to a positive sense of identity and well-being. But there's also this thing we experience in the midlife years called invisibility. As we get into the midlife years, many of us feel invisible. Many of us feel our social value is diminished given society's value of youth and devaluation of older women. Fighting the visible signs of aging can at least make us feel like we're still relevant in society. But before we start counting down those 6 things, let's take a quick community break. And today's question is, tell me in the comments below, what is your favorite vacation destination of all time? No holds barred, no limitations. Let me know what your favorite vacation destination is, and then scan the comments and read everybody else's favorite vacation destination as well. I really love this community of midlife women that we're building here on YouTube. I'm getting to know you and I'm learning your names, and I think you're learning each other's names and personalities as well. And so while we're at it, hit the subscribe button, the like button, and also the bell if you're finding the information here that you're learning at Midlife Posh Closet helpful. I'm going to put a QR code here for my newsletter and also a link in the description below, because I'm posting 3 Shop Your Closet videos every week. And you don't want to miss a thing, because we're styling items in your very own closet without buying anything new. I send a newsletter on Saturdays with a weight loss tip and a healthy recipe, because I have lost 27 pounds to date, and I share it all with you in my newsletter about how I did it, all my tips and tricks, all my recipes that I found and came up with, and I give it to you for free. You don't want to miss a thing. Sign up for that newsletter right here. Okay, let's get to those 6 reasons now. Number 6, hairstyle. Your hairstyle is a big perception of age. And let me just be clear, because I did an entire video on this. We start losing our hair in the midlife years, and I am on my own hair regrowth journey. I've been on minoxidil for 8 months now. So if your hair is thinning, I get it, and I'm on prescription minoxidil. I'll link to that video in the description below. So if you're losing your hair and you're looking for alternatives, Trust me, I know, I'm right there with you. But your current hairstyle might be aging you, and here's some reasons why. Perception of age. Hairstyles are often associated with specific eras or trends. Remember those 80s hairstyles? How about the Rachel haircut from the early 90s? If a woman's haircut is reminiscent of an outdated style, it can convey that she's older than what she already is. In general, people tend to associate hairstyles as indicative of age and style awareness. Lack of modernity. Failing to update your hairstyle can convey that you are failing to keep up with the times. Now, there's just difference between trends and modernity. One can be modern without being trendy. So updating your hairstyle shows that you are modern, if not trendy. We don't always want to be trendy, but modern is something different. And a hairstyle that is not modern or updated can contribute to an older appearance. Hair texture and style. Again, we touched on this a minute ago, but as we get into the midlife years, many of us start to lose our hair and our hair starts to thin. We do have to adjust our haircut accordingly. I get it. There are plenty of options available to us as well. Minoxidil, vitamins, extensions. There's also not just wigs, but there's also hair pieces as well that help to fill out your hair. But also an updated haircut can address those needs as well. So what can you do about it? Before you do anything else, talk to your primary care physician about your hair health. They might have some suggestions about whether you just need vitamins or whether you need prescription minoxidil or whether you don't need anything, whether you're fine the way you are. But definitely start the conversation there before you go to your hairdresser. So after you've talked to your primary care physician, then go see your hairdresser and talk about what kind of cut and color, would be best for your hair texture, your facial shape, and your stage of life. So I'm not going to tell you what kind of haircut is best for midlife women, but I am going to link to some videos below that I watched when I was trying to figure out what was going to be best for my hair regrowth journey. And I will link to those in the description below. So the number 5 thing that might be aging you, and shockingly, I get this question frequently in this day and age, and that is nude pantyhose or nylons. Believe it or not, we still have women that wear these. And I have to tell you a quick story because when I was a new lawyer, there was a large court district in Florida where it is very hot that required us to wear, we could not wear pants. We had to wear a skirt and pantyhose. Yeah. In Florida where it's very hot. So if you complain about where you live, it's too hot, they did not care in Florida. I do videos every summer about alternatives to shorts. When we get in the midlife years, many of us do not like showing our legs anymore, and I admit that I am not as crazy as I used to be about showing my legs. But when we get into the warmer months, I do videos about shorts alternatives and that things you can do to camouflage your legs or make your legs look a little bit better. 2 of those things are bronzer and cellulite cream. So cellulite cream does not cure you of cellulite, but it just puffs out your skin for about 4 to 6 hours to diminish the look of cellulite. And then the bronzer covers up veins and discolorations. You don't have to do self-tanner, but bronzer will wash off at night without all the issues related to self-tanner. Self-tanner is good too, but if you're not a fan of self-tanner, bronzer is good as well. So keep an eye out for those videos about shorts alternatives. I'll link to last summer's video in the description below as well. And the number 4 thing that might be aging you beyond your years, outdated eyeglasses. And I'm going to tell you now, with these sitting on my nose right here, I look exactly like my mother. If my mother had blonde hair like her father, I would look exactly like her. For the record, my mother has black hair. And with my sitting on the end of my nose, I look exactly like her. Let's talk about some psychology here for just a minute about eyeglasses, because there's an interesting study. You know I like science to back up what I'm saying, so here we go. A study by the London Vision Clinic found that people 45 and up who wore eyeglasses were perceived as 5 years older than their true age when they were wearing their eyeglasses. Let that sink in for just a minute. Some other findings from this study. Female subjects were viewed as more jovial and reliable when they were wearing their eyeglasses, but better looking and more provocative without eyeglasses. In general, the study found people who wear glasses were viewed more intelligently and dependable in terms of reliability, but not necessarily desirable. This is a real downer for me because I wear prescription lenses. To be clear, a good set of eyeglasses can actually camouflage the wrinkles and dark circles under your eyes. But when I tried to research what were the best types of eyeglasses for midlife women, all I found were eyeglass manufacturers trying to sell me their eyeglasses. So here's my advice to you. This is what I did. I wear prescription lenses. My advice to you is to do what I did. Make an appointment with your eye doctor. Go in, have your eyes checked, and sit down and try on frames and see what works best for you, what looks best. You don't have to buy them from your eye doctor, but you can see which shape of frames looks best on your face, and then you can order them online. But go get your eyes checked. We're old. We only get these two eyes. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Your eyes will thank you for it. And instead of this, try this. And for the record, right before I filmed this segment, I broke my frames. I had them in my pocket and I clicked the seat belt and I snapped them. These are $700 eyeglasses. So I am going back to the eye doctor tomorrow. The lenses are still intact, but I'm going back to the eye doctor tomorrow to replace my broken frames. The number 3 item that might be making you look older than you really are is your jeans. Now we need to talk about a fashion concept really quickly that's important for the number 1 item. So remember this, and that's the difference between modern and trendy. So modern is a fashion item that might be in season for several years. So think about skinny jeans were probably in style for probably 10 years before they went out of style. So for that 10-year period, skinny jeans were considered modern. So now we're in the straight leg period, where straight leg jeans are considered modern. But for this period that we're in right now, barrel jeans would be considered trendy. Modern jeans would be straight leg. Trendy jeans would be considered barrel. Outdated jeans, for this moment that we sit here right now, would be considered skinny. Although tapered jeans or slim jeans are trendy for spring 2025. I know that's confusing, but the principle is that your jeans in fashion are the easiest way to date your look. In fact, when I do posts that are, and I frequently do posts that are 3 ways to modernize your style, it's almost always a pair of jeans on there as a way to update your style. So take a look at the jeans in your closet. Are you still wearing skinny jeans at this point? When I say skinny jeans, I mean the sausage skinny jeans, not the slim jeans or the pencil jeans, the sausage leg skinny jeans. Just take a look at them. Do you need to update them to a pair of straight leg jeans or slim jeans? And again, hold that distinction for just a minute. Modern versus trendy, and then we're going to talk about modern versus matronly. So take a look at the jeans in your wardrobe and ask yourself, are they modern or are they matronly? Are they modern or are they outdated? You decide, and if you need some help deciding that, leave me a comment below and we can talk about it. If you need some help deciding what is modern for midlife women, I will do a video soon about modern jeans for midlife women for spring 2025. So stay tuned. And the number 2 thing that might be aging you beyond your years, this one might shock you, is skincare. I went to see my skincare PA recently and I was all upset because my skin was looking wrinkly and I thought I looked old, and I actually sat in the chair and cried. And she sat me down. Her name is Tiffany, God love her. She let me cry in her chair. And she pulled out some products, and all she did was put some extra heavy moisturizer on my skin and made me look in the mirror. My problem was simply that I was not wearing a heavy enough moisturizer in winter. that could be your problem as well. As our skin ages, we lose moisture in the midlife years. As our skin ages, our skin's natural ability to retain moisture decreases, making a good moisturizer even more crucial. A good moisturizer helps maintain the skin's moisture barrier, preventing water loss and keeping skin hydrated. Without sufficient hydration, skin becomes dry, flaky, crackly, and even wrinkly. So if our skin is dehydrated, then guess what happens? Yep, it becomes wrinkly. By adding extra moisture to our skin, it becomes supple and plump, and that decreases the visible signs of aging. Again, I am going to tell you here to go see a licensed medical professional who is trained in skincare. It's okay if they work with an esthetician, because my skincare PA is paired with an esthetician, but they work together as a team. But I recommend you see a licensed medical professional that is trained in skincare. I will link to my skincare products in the description below. I'm not saying that they are right for you. I want you to work with a medical professional to figure out what is right for your skin. But if you are interested, I will link to mine below. I will go ahead and tell you that I am blessed with Scandinavian skin. My mother did not get her first wrinkle until she was 70 years old. You can hate her. I know. But with that said, I take really good care of my skin as well. So I will link to my products below, but know that moisturizer, you are probably not using a heavy enough moisturizer for your skin in the midlife years. And the number one thing that is definitely aging you beyond your years, and I bet you can guess what it is before I even get it out of my mouth, and that is, you guessed it, prints. So this is where you go ahead and pick up your toes, because I'm going to step on them. But I want you to put your emotions aside for just a second and just hear me out here. The stores that cater to midlife women and older women, they sell a lot of prints. Big prints, loud prints, colorful prints, prints all over the place, but it's a lot of prints. So when it comes to prints, there's an association between prints and older women and matronly women. So put your emotions aside for just a second and hear me out. And if you are wearing prints, step back and look in the mirror and ask yourself this question. Do I want to look matronly or do I want to look modern? The decision is yours. I'm going to link to a video right here where it explains why I do not wear prints, and it'll give you a little more information about that in depth. As always, sign up for my newsletter and subscribe for more videos. Until we meet again, my friends.